I'm Giant2B.
And Hopeless Romance.
And we're here to bring another fine fanfiction Overdrive incident. And today we're doing Chapter 4, Closer, and Scroodge McDuck. Should be fun, right?
Yeah, it should be fun.
Yes, and all the credits go to you for art. And also for music credits we go for Gerald Fried and Alexander Courage for the Star Trek. John Williams, the creators of Tailspin, which is Walt Disney Animation Studios. And whoever did animation sound effects left and right. So here we go. Chapter 4, Closer, and Scrooge McDuck. Aboard the USS Enterprise, stardate unknown. Captain's log, stardate unknown. We are 2 weeks from the planet that seems to have warp capabilities. Hopefully they will be friendly to us as we need them to repair our warp drive and help us with our warp drive skills. We've been listening to interstellar radio, old-style radio communications. Some seem like radio communications from old Earth from centuries ago, and others seem like radio transmissions from some other planet from centuries ago. But what about this overdrive I keep hearing about? They say they call it overdrive, but we think it's warp speed. We're not really sure. Also, recordings of a war and something that happened over of other advertisements as we get closer and closer to this strange planet. Something about them needing overdrive is a very common factor, though. And about air pirates. One wonders what type of planet this is. Kirk recorded in his starship log. Lieutenant Calloway was in her quarters getting ready for her afternoon shift as serving Captain Kirk as her afternoon and early evening yeoman. She had been fascinated on what type of planet this was and what it would be like to be on an alien planet. And after hearing the radio transmissions for the first time, she was trying on normal clothing of the centuries that they could be in instead of wearing her uniform like she was supposed to. Then she heard a communications beep go on. Lieutenant Calloway, are you alright? She heard Captain Kirk's voice in an intercom in her room.
Right already. Jeez, she whined.
Lieutenant, are you there? And then she heard another bosun whistle. Lieutenant, are you there? Spock said this time.
Alicia went to the intercom and pressed the button. Yes, Mr. Spock, I'm fine, she said in a whiny voice.
Please come to the bridge and deliver the captain's coffee and report, Mr. Spock ordered.
Alicia went to the intercom and pressed the button. Yes, Yes, sir, she said in an angry tone with her teeth gritted.
And when you are finished, I will need your assistance in the scanner repairs.
Yes, sir.
Alicia immediately got dressed to her uniform and went to the mess hall to get Captain Kirk's coffee and report. Then she went to the main turbo shaft.
Bridge, she said she got in.
As soon as she got to the bridge, Kirk turned around to the chair. Ah, there you are, Lieutenant Calloway, Kirk said.
Your afternoon coffee and report, sir, she said with a frown.
Don't worry, Alicia. As soon as we get there, you'll be on the away team party with us, Kirk said with a smile. Lieutenant Calloway, can you please assist me now? Please, Mr. Spock said.
Aye, sir.
Then Sulu got some more of hers radio transmissions.
Sir, these transmissions are very weird pockets of Swazi surrendering and an atom bomb being dropped on some country called Japan.
Fascinating, Spock said. They appear to be having a similar history of your old Earth history, Spock said. Yes, but what could that be me? That must be some sort of warp capability during World War II? But someone is down there with an exception, Kirk said. Mr. Chekhov, is it possible, because that we are so far away at the moment of time, it seems we are going faster than time itself, and we're receiving a similar history to our own?
Absolutely, sir. I'm sure when we come closer in a few days, our time will be matching theirs. I say we will be in their 1950s, sir.
Chekhov said in his Russian accent. Very interesting. A society with warp capabilities, yet primitive. I wonder. Kirk was wondering as the scene floats into outer space. Duckburg Airport, 3:14 p.m. and 39 seconds to go as it was time for Blue to be there on time. The Sheetuck was coming out as fast as his overdrive. Mr. McDuck was waiting on his airstrip looking at his gold pocket watch with the money symbol on it, of course. As soon as he saw the plane come in at a very high speed, he went, "Bust my bagpipes!" Scrooge screamed. The plane came in super fast at the low warp, but then came around and got out of the warp and slowed down for a landing. The doors opened with smoke because the plane was super hot. Blue came out first and then helped his wife out. "Ah, Blue, there you are. Hey there, Mr. McDuck. Long time no see." Blue said with a cheer and shook up his hand, Mr. McDuck up and down with his hand, making it all comical looking again. "Nice to see you too, Blue," he said as he was shaking up, putting his spectacles back on.
Hello, Mr. McDuck. I'm Rebecca von Bruenwald, the co-owner of Hire for Hire. I'm glad to meet you in person, Rebecca shook Scrooge's hand.
"Nice to meet you too, Miss von Bruenwald. Now down to business. The reason I've hired you, your husband, is because he is the best damn pilot in the world. And he has the best interesting gizmo attached to his plane, making the fastest on the planet. Now, I forgive you for the betrayal shit that you pulled me back on 39. But however, if one slip up, you are fired. Are we clear?" "Yes, Mr. McDuck. We understand perfectly clear." Blue gave Rebecca her hand.
Yes, Mr. McDuck, we understand, right, Blue?
Rebecca gave her husband death stares. "Oh yes, we understand perfectly clear," Blue said with a grimace and squeezed his hat. "Now I have brought you here because I have bought 5 former Khan factories in Cape Suzette, which are going to be refitted with McDuck tools and equipment. My secretary has informed me that she will be paying you $5,000 per delivery, an extra $2,000 for gas and expenses, and also an extra $2,000 for food. Is that satisfactory?" "Yes, sir, baby."
Yes, that would be very satisfactory, Rebecca cut off her husband. We'll be happy to do so. How many deliveries do you think we'll have?
"I'd say about 20 deliveries, 2 a day," the duck said.
But sir, Duckburg is 3,000 miles apart. How do you expect us to deliver so quickly and on time? Becky asked.
"That's what your overdrive is for, isn't it?" "But Mr. McDuck, if it burns out, we will be out for months and deliveries will be slower than ever," Blue chimed in. "That's not my problem. Do you want the job or not?" Scrooge demanded. Blue and Rebecca gave a quick look at each other.
"Yes, we will take the job," Rebecca said with a sigh.
The first set of cargo was being loaded to the plane. Rebecca signed the contracts while Blue got help from Scrooge's employees to help load the Sea-Duck. What the Von Bruenwalds didn't know was that Khan's men had been spying on them the entire time, and there were also air pirates also spying on Duckburg as well. Midway to Cape Suzette, Blue was getting tired. He took the overdrive off since he was the only one who could fly it with the overdrive on. Rebecca wasn't experienced enough to fly it with it on. Becky took over, flying it in a normal mode while Blue switched seats. "Man, I'm tired," Blue said.
Rebecca grinned seductively. How about after this shipment we can refuel and fly to Louis for dinner and some dancing butterball?
Blew it up. "Oh yeah, you know it. You're talking my language, sister." Rebecca was giggling.
"Come here, you," Rebecca seductively said. The two bears were snuggling when shooting was heard.
It was Carnage and some of his air pirates. Oh no, they said in unison. Blue immediately switched seats with Rebecca. Hello, Blue and annoying business lady. This is the handsome and resilient Don Carnage here. I am now going to plunder your expensive cargo now, yes, no? The wolf said in his French-Spanish accent. We will never know what his accent is. Not this time, Carney. Oh, Rebecca got to the guns and started shooting back. She actually hit one. Great kid, don't get cocky! Time to say adios, Carney. Blue saw the turbos coming out the Vulture. Blue pushed the overdrive button. The Sea Duck went to high speed again. Bye-bye, Carney. Their pirates' plane spun around, and some of them crashed to the ground and left as the Sea Duck left them in the dust. Then Blue noticed that the special field was very low for the overdrive. Becky, we have to take it out of overdrive. We will never be able to fix this.
I guess we'll have to be late for this shipment. I guess we can get away with it if I radio in one of your white lies.
Becky grinned. Blue turned the overdrive and looked at her seductively. Ha ha! You know me too well. Two shared a brief kiss and Becky made up one of the white lies on the radio way back to Cape Suzette. Even though it was somewhat the truth, Becky's lie still flew with McDuck's men. As soon as they got home, they finished their shipment. Rebecca changed into something nicer to go out to Louie's. Molly told her parents that she would be spending the night at her friend's house. Wildcat refueled the airplane while Blue and Rebecca flew to Louie's. Blue, my man, what's happening? Louie agreed. Not much. Just the wife doing some dinner and dancing. Right on, cuz.
After dinner, Baloo and Rebecca were about to dance when Khan's men showed up.
And that's a cliffhanger, folks. That is chapter 4 of Overdrive Incident, Closer and Scrooge McDuck. I'm Johnny 2B.
And I'm Hopeless Romance.
And that concludes this chapter. Also, I wanted to mention that Top Gun, whoever did Top Gun, is also in the music credits as well. This is Johnny 2B signing off. Thank you, and have a good evening.